Let's see if we are live. I think we are. So that's great. Let me just wait for a little bit to load and let some people join the stream real quick. So welcome to Group C here for round 5 of the championship, of course. Currently we are at Japan, Suzuka. The track is quite iconic actually. Quite a lot of spectacular things happen here, of course. Some death as well. So that's not ideal, but a very enjoyable track. Very technical. So you have, of course, sector 1 with the S section. Very hard on the tires as well, because a lot of pressure on the outside tires there. Then sector 2, of course, with Deckner 1, Deckner 2. And then sector 3 with the long straight and of course the flat out left hand corner, as we have Seabird and James in the chat. So welcome guys, as the first drivers are going out. I will just check the championship standings right now. I think James is still leading. Yeah, indeed, James is still leading. And Darrell is actually not here today. I think he is sick, so that's not ideal to him. I hope he recovers quickly. But yeah, of course now James can extend the lead in his championship, as the number 3 MKL is like 30 points behind him and Darrell. So this is a very good chance for James to extend his championship lead, as the first drivers are going out. So I'll just go on board with the first one. Let me actually check who is the first one to start a lap. I think it's gonna be one of the Alpines here, or Williams. It's actually John Wick. So we'll just go on board with him here. As let me just see if I can fix this a bit. So like this, as of course the track, like I said, very technical. Sector 1, Sector 2 as well, and Sector 3 is a little straight. But then the final chicane is very tricky as well, very easy to lock the rears. As John Wick here is starting the first lap of the session, first session of the weekend actually. As he is approaching turn 1, passing Aston Martin on his right hand side there. As he takes turn 1 and 2 pretty clean. Of course, it's a double apex, which means you have to sacrifice the first corner for the second one, as he takes these S corners very nicely, and you don't want to touch the curb, as the curb is pretty deadly here, and it makes you spin. A little bit of a lift there, which is not ideal. You don't want to lift there actually. So let's see what his first sector will be. It will be a 31.7, so that's time we will use to compare to the other drivers, as coming through Deckner 2 there. Very decent line indeed, not bobbing out on the outside curb. As a very tricky braking zone here actually. You want to get nice rotation, but you want to do so by sliding through the corner, which is of course not very realistic, but it's the fastest way on this game. As John Wick here passing an Alpine in the grass. Very well done by the Alpine, getting out of the way, as he comes through a double left-hander here. Very easy to invalidate on the outside there. Easy to invalidate here as well, as he is on the back straight. Now no DRS here. I'm not sure why, but it's like that in real life as well. As a Mercedes, I hope the Mercedes gets out of his way. It's Ozan here, as Ozan is actually starting a lap. So this is not ideal for John Wick, but braking for the final corner, about 100 meters. And let's see what banker he puts in. It will be a 21.6, which is a very decent banker indeed. Very clean lap time, as we will see who crosses the line now. I think it's gonna be an AlphaTauri. It's some guy, 28.9, but on the medium compounded tires, and from what I know, the mediums are around a second a lap slower here than the soft. So a very good lap by some guy, as he puts his car on the front row for now, but of course only 2 drivers today. Let's see where he can put his Haas to. He puts his Haas up into P3, 29.4, so pretty decent by him, as Shane goes up into P4 with a 31.9, but he must have made a mistake on the lap, as that's not a very good lap as we'll just go on board with the next one to finish the lap, which is actually Aurea African. But he makes a little mistake there in the final corner, which is not ideal, of course, ruining his lap a bit, as he goes up into P4 with a 30.5, as now coming across the line next is going to be a Red Bull, actually both Red Bulls. Seabird going to set a lap, and James going to start a lap, both starting a lap actually, as Seabird did a cooldown lap, so we'll just go on board with someone else. I think it's a Mercedes, it's Ozan actually. Why does it say he's in the McLaren? Oh no, it's a Mercedes actually. Never mind. That's a bit bad for me, but that's fine. As Ozan crosses the line, he puts his Mercedes up into P1, 28.4. Very good lap time by him indeed. But of course, we can't forget about some guy who is on a medium compounded tires in P3 right now with a 28.9. So still a lot of time in his lap. As we'll just go on board with James here, of course, our championship leader, and with our second, with a guy in second not being here today because he is sick. James can actually extend his lead, so that's very ideal for James indeed, as we'll just wait for him to come to the double left-hander. Let's see if he keeps us on track, as it's very easy to invalidate, like I said before. Touching the curb on the inside there, which is very well done by him, gives you extra rotation, as Puma goes up into P1 with a 28.1. Very good lap time by Puma there, as we have seen in the last race. Puma and of course the other Aston Martin, very quick, sneaky Rob, as he's actually starting a lap as well. And there's an AlphaTauri in front of James cutting the corner, which is not ideal for James, but let's see if he can put it on the front row or maybe even a positional pole. James goes up into P1 with a 27.9. The first man into the 27 is very good lap time by James there, who is looking very quick again, like we're used to in the last few races. Tooth clear at the top, but there's not a lot of time in this short track. Actually, short track, it's not a short track, but there's not a lot of corners where you can gain time, as most of the corners are high speed and it's very hard to gain time in high speed corners. So just taking over shredding here. I'm not sure if he's on a lap or he's not on a lap, so I'll just see what his middle split is. Currently he is not improving, so he's not on a lap, so just going board with Jay here. Jay finishing a lap. Let's see, he puts it up into P2, only 300ths behind James here, so a very good lap time by Jay indeed in the Ferrari, as Sneaky Rob is finishing the first sector as well. Let's see if anyone's finishing a lap. Nano not selling a lap, as Viprice is still out on the out lap, very late out lap by him, as some guys already on his second out lap on his first set of soft runs. So we will actually go on board with some guy as well. He looks to be very quick, as he's currently in P6 on the mediums. So we'll just see what lap time he can manage to put in on the soft compounded tires. As right now we have Sneaky Rob and Tommy finishing a lap. Tommy 11.2 middle split, which is a very good middle split actually. So we'll just see what he can do here. I think he will go into the low 28s here. Tommy finishing the lap for the McLaren team, as he goes into the 27.9 as well. Very good lap time by Tommy here. Three drivers now within a tenth of each other, only 3,000s behind Jay there, as we're going board with the other Aston Martin here, Sneaky Rubber. Let's see where he can put his car in. Going through the final corner here, very easy to lose the rear on entry and exit, as you take a lot of speed into the corner, as Sneaky Rubber puts his car up into P5, 28.2, very well done by him. A very good result again so far for the Aston Martin team, P4 and P5. Let me actually check where they are in the Constructors Championship. They're in P4 right now, so they'll be looking to gain some points back to the top three guys. As let's see if anyone's finishing a lap. Viprice has started the lap here, so we'll just go on board with him. We saw an 11.2 is around the middle split you need for a 27. So let's see what Viprice does. He does an 11.5. So currently he's on for 28.2, which would put him around P5. Which is of course very decent by him, as it says he is down the purple middle sector, but I'm not sure if I should believe it, as the game sometimes fucks up a bit. But Viprice is crossing the line here, 28.1, very good lap time by him indeed, purple sector 3 as well, as I'm gonna go on board with some guy. Let's see how much he's improving in the first sector. He's already improving 5 tenths in the first sector, with 2 sectors to go, but he touches the grass there a bit, which is not ideal of course. Gets on the outside curve, which has lost him quite a bit of time there, as braking for the very hard hairpin here, Of course, the truck falls away from you a bit on the inside, a bit of a bank corner there, as he is just coming through on the little straight here, taking a very wide line here. I'm not sure why he does it. He doesn't want to minimize the distance as he comes through the double left-hander. Still a lot of time there. He isn't on the limit at all. As let's see what he can do for his middle split. As we know, he needs to be looking at 11.2 to compete with the top guys, and he does 11.4. So currently he's a bit more up on vaporizer this time. But of course we know he has made quite some mistakes in his lap, as he goes a bit wide down entry and actually invalidates. Just cuts the corner too much. So we'll just go on board with someone else then. Let's see if anyone else is about to finish the lap. I think one of the Williams drivers is about to finish the lap. That's John Wick here. He is not up on his time currently. 11.7 middle split, but currently put him in P7. So let's see if he can manage to prove a bit in the final sector, but he doesn't. He puts into the pit actually. As we'll check who's going to finish the lap next. One of the Haas drivers. It's Dem Shane. He is 2 seconds up on his lap. Let's see where he can put his Haas car. He puts his Haas car up into P12. Pretty decent improvement there by him, just behind his teammate MCal. As Nander finishing a lot as well. Of course, Nander very quick, but has already lost out around 3/10 in the first sector compared to the purple sector that some guys had. As Nander coming through here, a lot more on the limit than some other guys we've seen before. As there's one of the Haas drivers crossing the line now. That's MCal going up into P9, very well done by him. Then the Mercedes, or is the Mercedes coming into pits? The Mercedes is pitting here, as we have one of the Williams drivers crossing the final corner here, as that's straighting goes up into P6, very well done by him. As we go back to let's see who it is. It's Nander, I think. It is Nander. Nander goes up into P12 at a 29.4. He will be looking to improve that quite a bit more, as we saw Nander last few races up at the top 6, top 7. So he will be looking to gain quite a bit more positions than P12. As we'll just see who is on the lap next. I think it's a Ferrari. I'm not sure if that's an outlap. That's an outlap indeed. So we'll just go on board with Puma here, who's actually on a fast lap. So let's see what he can do. Puma here coming through the second sector. He does an 11.4 middle split. He's 1.5 tenths down on his time, which is not ideal. So he might pull into the pits here. A lot of drivers not improving anymore, as we have Seabird or James coming up next, as Puma actually finishes his lap. So either he is improving in the final sector, he is actually improving. So there's still around 2 tenths in the lap from Puma, which would currently put him up into P1, as we have Seabird crossing the line here. And he puts his Red Bull up into P9 here. So pretty decent improvement by him. And there are some people standing still in the final corner. I'm not sure what it's about, but that's MCal getting out of the way, I think. As there is an Aston Martin here crossing the line. That is Robbie starting his lap. So I'm just going to watch on board with James. If James is improving, and James is improving by 6 tenths. James absolutely flying here, about to crush the entire field. With a astonishing lap time, he will go into the low 27s here. A very good improvement by James. Let's see where he puts his car. How much of an improvement is it going to be? It's going to be a 27.2. An amazing lap time by James, absolutely crushing the entire field. Improving by 7 tenths. Being 7 tenths loose at the number 2. Let's see if Jay is able to improve. I don't think he will improve. He doesn't improve actually, 2 tenths down on his time. An amazing lap time by James here. And if this quali pace continues into the race, James is going to win by an absolute shit ton of time. So this doesn't look good for the rest of the field, especially for Darrell, who might be hoping that James loses some points here, as Darrell is sick currently. So of course a championship contender not being here, James has a chance to pull out the gap a bit more. Currently the gap is 3 points. But it could be around 30 points after this race if James manages to grab the full bag, as he has just put in an amazing lap time here, 7 tenths clear of the rest of the field, while P7 till P2 is actually within 3 tenths of each other. So sneaky rubber here crossing the line. Let's see if he's able to improve. He goes up into P2 with a 27.7, so a big improvement from him there. Very good lap time by him. He closes the gap to James to about 5 tenths, which is still a crazy amount of time, considering there is not a lot of time to be gained in the first and second sector. I mean the first and third sector, as it's pretty much fast corners and a straight. So these divers need to step it up a bit to give James a bit of a challenge here. So James, of course, we still have the final run. So to go on board with Viperizer here, who was improving 2 tenths in the first sector. You're getting a bit of a slipstream from his teammate, who will probably pull out of the way soon, as he does here on the left hand side. Viperizer is still 2 tenths up, so he will be looking to go up into P3 here, maybe even P2 if he manages to nail the final sector, up into down into third gear here, nailing the apex of the corner as he spins on the exit. As I said, very tricky exit there. If you touch the curb with the rear tire, your car just goes, and like you saw, his car went as Viperizer is pulling into the pit, as Tommy is actually starting his lap here. So we'll go on board with Tommy, who is in P4 right now. He will be looking to close the gap to James quite a bit, as the gap is currently 7 tenths to James compared to Tommy, as Sneaker Robbie has of course improved and closed the gap to around 5 tenths. But James still looking to improve on the third run, of course. As I can see on the tires, the marble is starting to form quite a bit. So I'm not sure if the track is getting quicker or slower, as Tommy is actually 2 tenths down. As I said, the marbles on the tires were very, very crazy. There were like a lot of marbles on the tires. The tire just discolorated like crazy. So that's not ideal for the driver, so that will be hard to improve. So let's see who's gonna finish the lap next. I think it's Chimp. He is not on the lap actually. As let's see who's rounding the final corner. It's one of the Mercedes guys. So currently no one very far into the lap, so we'll just have to see who is about to finish the lap. I think let's see who's on a decent lap. We'll just go on board with let's see, we'll just go on board with it's Treading here, starting a lap. So just I'll keep an eye on the minimap to see who's about to finish the lap, as I can see Tommy is about to pull into the pits, and one of the Alpha Tauri is about to start a lap, as James is on the out lap as well now. So he will be looking to improve a bit more. Currently the gap 5 tenths, but I'm sure James wants to even create a bigger gap. So the other drivers are going to have quite a bit of a challenge to get a pole here. As Treading is a 10 top through sector 1 here, very well done by him indeed. He will be looking to improve to P3 if he manages to improve 2 tenths. So one of the Alpha Tauri is now rounding the final corner. Tommy is actually retired. One of the Haas drivers rounding the final corner as well. That's MCall up into P5, 28-0. Very well done by MCall indeed. He will be looking to defend his third place in the championship right now, and maybe gain a bit of points towards Darrow, who's actually not here today, as John Wicks does a P5 from MCall there, as Stradling is about to round the final corner. Ozan retiring as well, as John Wick retires as well, as here is Stradling rounding the final corner. Let's see if he's able to improve. After this we'll go on board with Jay and James actually, as Stradling goes up into P5 with a 27.9, very well done by him, as James was a 10th down in the first sector. But of course we know the marbles in the first sector were really crazy, so he will be looking to improve quite a bit more in the second sector, as I think the marbles are a bit better here. So I could have improved some if I got the best. Yeah, I saw you retired early, so or at least did not do another lap, so that's not ideal for you, Viperizer. But all to play for in the race. You're not starting last, you're starting P10. So let's see if James is improving in the second sector. Is he improving? He is currently improving by 0.02 of a second. So he has actually gained the time back in the second sector. If he nails the final corner, he could potentially go into the 26s here. He will just go into the 26s. The final corner looked pretty clean. Let's see what time James sets. He sets a 27.0, an astonishing lap time by James here, beating the rest of the field by 7 tenths. Jay is not up on his time. He goes up into P2, I think. Stays in P2 actually. That's crazy. James gapping the field by 7 tenths of a second. James absolutely flying around Suzuka here. 7 tenths, as you can see, P10 till P2 within 3 tenths of a second, and then James gapping the field by 7 tenths. That's absolutely crazy, as the treble done by James indeed, as we got James in P1 obviously by a crazy amount of time. Then we've got Robbie in P2, Jay in P3, Tommy in P4, Shredding in P5, John Wick in P6, Kendricks in P7, Kelmac in MCal in P8, and Puma in P9. And finally Viperizer in P10 to round off the top 10 here for Suzuka. So James is looking very, very quick indeed. If he manages to carry this pace on into the race, it's not going to be a very interesting race for him, and not for me as well, as he will absolutely run away with a victory. As I'm just going to take a little sip of water, as we're just waiting for the drivers to ready up and pick their strategies, as it's actually raining here, so that might cause some chaos at the start, as it's very hard to get away in the rain, of course. And then we have turn 1, which the first turn won't be flat. The drivers will need to feel how much speed they can take into the first corner, which is very tricky, so we might see some collisions in the first corner here. As I'm just waiting for the drivers to choose the setups, but that might also be the reason why James is that far ahead, as he might have chosen a dry setup, and the other drivers might have chosen a wet setup with a bit more downforce, but not quicker in the dry actually. So it's going to be interesting to see what the gap is going to be like. The gap is either going to be a bit smaller or absolutely twice the size that it was in qualifying. So James is either going to run away with it, or he's going to have a very, very tough race indeed, as we have 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we have lights out, and away we go for the Suzuka Grand Prix here. Round 5 of the championship. I think James got a pretty decent start. He did actually, as James is leading into turn 1 here. Very good start by James indeed, as Jay is going around the outside of Sneaky Robbie. The side by side, and they make contact. There's a spin. Like I said, people are gonna make contact in the first corner, and that's Jay around, and Jay off track, and Robbie around, as we can see Jay in the gravel trap there. That's not ideal from him, as we have some battling going on here. Some people going side by side, as we can see Puma here making up some positions. Viperizer has had an amazing start. He gained 5 positions already, as James is already 1.4 seconds cleared the field. He is absolutely flying. The rest of the field is going to be very, very frustrated by the pace difference compared to James here, as we have Tommy gaining 2 positions, John Wick gaining 3 positions, Kendrick 3 positions, Viperizer 5 positions, then Puma 6 positions. Shredding had lost out a bit on the start, but Sneaky Robbie, Jay, and MCal have lost out massively at the race start there, as there was a bit of contact between the two of them, and in the rain the tiniest bit of contact can just unsettle the car and spin you around, so that's no ideal from those drivers. I'm not sure who was at fault. I'm sure the stewards will have a look at it, as we have Ozan and Siebert going side by side, as Siebert actually left the session. I think he is disconnected. That's not ideal for him, as Kendricks and John Wick swap positions here. That's Kendricks up into P3, as Tommy's already trailing by 2.5 seconds. 2.7 seconds compared to James. James is absolutely flying. The gap is getting bigger by around 3 seconds a lap, as Tommy goes off track into the gravel track. He manages to rejoin. He loses 3 positions as he makes contact with Puma. I hope he doesn't have wing damage there, as there might be a bit of wing and plate damage there, as they made quite a hefty shaft of contact, as the Aston Martin there hitting the McLaren while he was rejoining. So I'm sure the stewards will have a look at that as well, as currently we have a little bit of a train here from P2 down to P7 here to Nander. Some guy has lost his second gap, but of course there's no DRS at all, so it doesn't really matter, and he's just pulled back into the gap. So the second gap now goes from P2 to P10 here actually, so the top 10 within a second of the next car ahead, except James of course, and Kendricks now has broken the gap between him and John Wick as well, as Tommy and Puma are fighting side by side here, the two that made contact before obviously when Tommy went off track as they're going side by side into the double left-hander. Down the inside, Puma goes. He overtakes Tommy there. Very well done by him indeed, as he gets a bit of a moment there on the exit, but it doesn't matter. He is clear from Tommy. Does Tommy have damage? I'm not sure actually. He is going quite slow as Kendricks is closing the gap here. But look at the ERS difference. Kendricks is on 50% less ERS than James. And from experience I know that saving your battery is very, very difficult around Suzuka, as there's no hard braking zones except the chicane and the hairpin, as Kendricks has the fastest lap, but he's absolutely milking. And James is just chilling up front, as the gap between John Wick and Kendricks just opened up by 2.8 seconds. So that's a massive gap, as someone is in the pit. It's Firefighter. Like I said, Firefighter's having a bit of damage there, wing and plate damage I think. So that's not ideal from him, as he glitched out. So I will try and invite you again, Seabird. I'm not sure if you're on Seabird, or if you're on PlayStation. Look at the invite I sent into the PS group. I think you can join via the invite, but I'm not sure. So you'll have to look at it. Just let me know, as let me just check if you are already back in. You are not, so that's not ideal. Your AI currently in P10. Just check for me if you can join the invite in the PS group, as we currently have James and Kendrick using their ERS to for James to extend the gap and for Kendrick to close the gap, as the gap to John Wick is currently 4 seconds already. So the top 3 aren't that close anymore. As you can see on the minimap, the top 5 is actually pulled away so much, as Puma and John Wick are going a bit of side by side to the corner. I'm not sure what that was about. It looked like they were battling for DRS, but of course there is no DRS on this straight, and there's no DRS in the rain at all. So I'm not sure what that was about, as Puma just pulls back and stays behind, as Kelmac overtakes Seabird. His where can I find the PS group? Well, I'll send you an invite actually. Wait, can you add me as a friend? Wait, look at my PS. Let me just send my PS quickly into the chat. As there's actually a full safety car, I think. Yeah, there's a full safety car. That is, I'm not sure who's out actually. Is it Nander out? That's just Nander crashed into the pit wall, I think. So that's a full safety car. Let me type my PS so Seabird can add me and I can invite him. Let me actually see. 1 second, Seabird. Let me just like this, as I think Seabird, that's my PS. Can you actually add me so you can join via my profile, as this safety car, I think it's caused by Nanda. I wasn't paying attention. I was inviting Seabird, but yeah, safety car will bunch the field up again, so that might cause for some excitement at the safety car restart. We might see some drama again, like we saw previously at the real race start. It was called Jay and Robbie coming together. They've already made up a lot of positions. They're up into P11 and P9 right now. So let me actually see if you have added me, Seabird. I'm just waiting for you to add me. So I'm not sure if that will pit. I don't think they will. But it's only lap 4, and I don't think they will want to pit yet, because they're going to lose a lot of positions here for just 4 lap pressure tires. So let's see if James is going to go into the pits. I don't think he will go into the pits, as I see Seabird has added me, so I will accept his friend request and then put my profile on online so he can join via my profile, or I can invite him as well. That's let me just invite Seabird real quick. I can see he has sent me a friend request, so I'll just invite him quickly. As let me see, Seabird. Oh, I'm gonna have to scroll down so much. Seabird SS. Well, we have a safety car now anyway, so I can just invite Seabird real quickly. Yeah, I think I have invited you, Seabird, so you should be good to join back, as Nanda's got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car, which is not ideal, of course. He was to serve that after the safety car restart, you can't serve a drive penalty under the safety car. So Nando's race going from bad to worse. He switched to the full wets actually. So that might tell us, as Vipers has left the session as well, as he retired or he has been kicked as well. So let me invite Vipers real quick as well, or he might be in the group chat actually from LSR. Let me just quickly check. Let's see. Is Viperizer in this chat? He is, but I'll invite him again. So I can't actually invite him. I don't have another friend. But Viperizer, you can join. The link in the invite in the group C chat, as I can see Viperizer has indeed added me as well. So I will just invite him quickly like this. Now I'll go back to the game. So I hope no one else disconnects right now. I didn't get the invite. Oh, fuck me. Let's see if I'll invite you again. Let me just check quickly. To the S. I'll invite you again. Let's see where her name is. Oh, you have put yourself online. Alright, let me swap. Yeah, I know, I've put my PSN offline, but I can invite you, otherwise I'll put it on online and you can actually join via my profile. So I'll just go and put myself in online so you can join via my profile. I am currently online, so you can join via my profile now. Just let me know when you've joined, so I can put myself offline again. Otherwise, I'm gonna get spammed by these little kids, and I don't want that. So just let me know. Let's see if Sieber is actually joined back. I'm not sure. Let me just quickly check. Sieber is not back in yet, as that's not ideal for him, as Viper has joined back. But I'm not sure if Siebert is online, has joined back right now, I mean. So just waiting for him to give me confirmation that he has joined back. Let me actually, yeah, I can see. I have invited you again now, so I hope this works. As I requested to join. Yeah, I have accepted it. Can you join back? I have sent you the invite. State was actually in his lap, so I've got to pay attention. There's a bit of a pile up there, so we'll actually just go on board with James and see where he starts. He is not on throttle yet, he is still waiting. I think he's going to go out of the final corner here, and he actually is, so James has gone right now. Let's see if he got in a clean restart. He did actually. Let's see if there's a bit of chaos behind. There is. Someone has lost the front wing. That's some guy. I'm not sure what's happened there, but that's not ideal from him. Of course, him pitting now, and MKL has had some front wing damage as well. That's not ideal at all. So just seeing if there's a bit of battles going on here. These guys are going side by side. Let's see if Viper is able to overtake Oreo here. He is able to overtake Oreo. So that's very well done by Viper indeed. Of course, he disconnected here, as the Seabird is not in yet. That's a very big shame. But I have invited him twice, and I'm online, so I'm not sure what it is about. Let me actually check quickly now. I've invited him, so let me put my profile on offline again, as otherwise I'm gonna get spammed by little kids and I don't want to. So I'm sorry, Seabird, I have invited you twice now, but I'm not sure why it's not popping up at your screen. As we have actually John Wick here having a bit of a moment. We just caught it. Slip and slide on the braking. No idea from him, as he gets overtaken by Puma and Tommy. Puma up 6 positions already. A very good start by him. He started 9th, and he is now up into P3. As Kendricks had a great start as well, up into P5 here. As James creating a bit of a gap again. The race is now 7 laps all, so still quite a bit to go. As Robbie and Jay are both making up some position as well. As Jay is gaining on Robbie here. Let's see if he's gonna try and overtake. Robbie going a bit wide there. As Jay is actually coming through. Is Robbie gonna send it down the inside? He is. They're going side by side through the chicane. Let's see if it's gonna cause some chaos. They don't. They leave each other space. Very clean racing by the two. As Jay slots back behind Robbie there. As let's see if there's any other battles going on. We'll just see on the main track he's milking. He's not. Let's see if anyone else is able to do an overtake. As I currently can see Viperizer going down the inside of the Haas of Shame there, as he gets that overtake done. So Viperizer gaining a few positions again. Of course he started 10th, with him not being able to do the final run there. So we can see Seabeard still hasn't rejoined, so that's a very, very big shame. But nothing we can do about it now. As Kendrick's closing the gap to James a bit again. As Damn Shame actually left the session. I'm not sure if he is disconnected, but I can't invite him as I'm not on Xbox and I don't have him as a EA friend, so I can't invite him actually. So that's a very big shame. So that is Damn Shame gone as well. It's a damn shame indeed that he is gone. So we have still James leading the race here, 1.1 seconds separating him and Kendricks. So we have Puma on 2.4 seconds behind Kendricks. Everyone's still on S. That's actually Tommy into the grass there, having a bit of a moment out of the corner, out of the double left-hander there on the exit. That's not ideal from Tommy at all. That's him losing 2 positions to Ozan and John Wick. Ozan having had a great start as well, up into P5 already. Let me check where he started. He started at P11, so very good, well done by him. As Tommy actually gets 3-second time penalty for cutting the last corner. I'm not sure what's going on with Tommy here. It looks like he might have a mechanical problem. Is he gonna retire from the race? I'm not sure if he is. What's wrong with Tommy? Does he have front wing damage? He does not have front wing damage. I'm not sure what's going on. It's actually going to... Tommy has retired from the race indeed, so he must have had an issue. That is a very, very big shame. We've already lost 3 drivers now. 2 due to disconnecting and 1 due to having some mechanical problems. I said it didn't work, but it is what it is. Yeah, AD, I'm sad as well. It's not what we want to see, Seabird. We want to see you guys race. But as we have actually Ocean overtaking John Wick there at the end of Sector 1. Very good move indeed. And as Kendricks keeps making up bits of time, as we have Chim Chimp into the pitch as well, he might retire as well. So that will be our second or our third DNF of the evening. As Ozen goes a bit wide, but it manages to give him a bit of a better exit. But John Wick gets the power down better. As this is very well done by him. As he gets on the grass a bit, but it doesn't matter. He's already passed Ozan. As Kendricks is absolutely on the rear of James, but he does have 50% less ERS. So that's not ideal, as Tommy has left the whole session. So I can still watch the live stream. Yeah, you can definitely. So let's see if James and Kendricks are gonna put up a bit of a show here. Kendricks being quite close behind James here. James struggling quite a bit. So that's not ideal from James. Kendricks will be looking to overtake him into turn 1. He's going into the slipstream. James using his ERS as well. So Kendricks is not going to be able to overtake James this lap. So he will just have to stick back for another lap. But Kendricks actually looks to have a superior pace. But he gets caught on the curb there a bit, which loses him quite a bit of time. So it's not ideal from Kendricks. But he is still closing up to the back of James here. But he does have quite a lot less ERS than James. So that's not ideal, as Ozan is so close behind John Wick here. He takes a bit of a tighter line through there. You could clearly see the line difference there. John Wick sacrificing the corner before, while Ozan does the exact opposite. So Ozan right now absolutely on the rear of John Wick, as Viper, as he gets a 3-second time penalty, that's not ideal. He will be looking to get into the top 10 at least, as it stands he is. So currently James and Kendrick's absolutely running away with it on 60 and 20% ERS, but Kendrick has gained around a second in the last few laps. So he looks at the superior pace here. So I'm just going to take another sip of water and just spectate these two at the front. There's actually a bit of a train building up here. That is John Wick, Ozan, Robbie and Jay. Robbie and Jay gaining a lot of positions already from when they hit each other, of course, in Sector 1, as Jay is now going for the move here down the inside of 130R, as he doesn't manage to complete the move. So he will have to wait another lap, as actually that's John Wick going a bit wide here. So he will be under pressure from Ozan on the straight, as Ozan turns on the ERS, and he is side by side with John Wick now down the straight. They will go down into turn 1. Will John Wick be able to hold on to P4, as Ozan tries to go for a switchback, but of course it's not possible, as there's a double apex here in the corner. So that's not ideal for Ozan. He is stuck another lap behind John Wick, as Pua is driving in no one's land. He's absolutely lonely. 5 seconds behind the cars in front of him, 5 seconds in front of the guys behind him on 80% ERS. He might be someone to keep an eye on when the race progresses, as he has so much more ERS than the rest of the field does. And currently he's gaining quite a bit of time to Kendrick. He has just gained 6/10 in the one section of corners, but he has lost a bit of well now, so the gap is fluctuating. You can definitely see the step difference between those two guys. Puma going for a bit of a more downforce setup compared to Kendrick. Kendrick's having saved quite a bit of ERS now. Of course it's easier to save, but he has lost around 4/10 the last lap compared to James. Let me actually see if the times are getting quicker. The fast lap is a 40.0. Let's see what time James manages to put in, as he crosses the final corner and crosses the finish liner. Let's see what time James does. He does a 43.66. So let me actually look again. I think the track is getting very, very slow indeed. It's already 3 seconds slower, as James actually goes off track. That's not ideal. He's going to lose him quite a lot of time, as Ozan gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. I think he might be going to full wedge here. He doesn't actually. He goes to the intermediate compounded tires. So that tells me it's not going to rain any harder than it already is in this race. So that's not ideal from Ozan, getting a 5-second time penalty. He will be hoping on another safety car so he can serve the time penalty, as I will actually show the gap again. Not to the leader, but on interval, as Ozan gets overtaken by some guy as well. Ozan making a bit of a mistake there. Not ideal at all, as currently Siebert, your AI is still driving in the points. Your AI absolutely smashing everyone. Currently you're nearly getting overtaken by Oreo, but your AI absolutely flying. So that's very much ideal for you. You might still get some points here, as Viper, he gets a 3-second time penalty as well for speeding for cutting corners. That's already his second time penalty. He has gotten 6 seconds of time penalty, I think now. He does actually 6 seconds of time penalty, so he's on the most amount of time penalties in the whole field. No one else has a 3-second time penalty for cutting the corners, I think, except Nander. Actually, Nander does. The time penalty Ozan has is from speeding in the pit lane, as Kendrick's losing the gap again, but he is recharging his ERS. There are 51 and 81% right now. I'm proud of my AI. I'm proud of your AI as well. He's fighting for his life here, hanging on for dear life on 100% ERS. He is absolutely flying, as Jay picks up the top time penalty as well, as Sterling does as well, both in the final corner there. As you can see, very, very tricky. The second apex in the chicane there, as John Wick, as actually Sneaky Robbie is getting overtaken by Jay again. As Sneaky Rubber goes around the outside here, they're still side by side. Is it gonna end in tears like in lap 1? They're still side by side. They're gonna go side by side into the S section. Watching on board with Sneaky Robbie here, as he actually manages to pull in front of Jay there. So Sneaky Robbie holding on to the position as Seabird, his AI, hasn't gotten overtaken by Oreo. I think Oreo actually pitted. I'm not sure. Yeah, he did pit. So let's see. Kendrick's losing a lot of time again to James here. 1.7 seconds now. The tires must be getting pretty old. I'm not sure if we're gonna see someone do a zero stop. That might be someone who has nothing to lose, like someone like Viprise, who has 6 seconds of time penalties, as Ozen overtakes Seabird his AI now. So there's no idea for Seabird. It's not looking likely that he's going to get some points, but still very proud of his AI. As currently we have Jay again on the back of Robbie, as it looks like Jay has a bit of less downforce, I think. He's gained quite a bit on the straight while both using ERS, but of course he has a slipstream as well. But same goes for Robbie on John Wick. So just waiting for some moves to happen here, as there is nearly no one inside the 1 second gap. The two that are inside the second from the car in front of them are Jay and Robbie, as Shredding is pitting now as well. So currently Viprise is the first car that has pitted, so he will be gaining quite a lot of time on the cars in front of him, as of course they are on quite a lot older inters, on 11 lap older inters, so that's not ideal. As the race is pretty boring so far, I'm not gonna lie. There's not a lot of battling going on. We haven't seen a lot of moves or anything in spectacular, so it's not ideal for me. The race is just past the halfway point now, as we have actually some guy overtaking Seabird's AI as well. So it's not ideal, as Jay is looking to make a move on Robbie, but Robbie making his car as wide as possible there, so Jay doesn't get past. But Jay has a little moment now, so he's not going to be able to overtake him here, as we have Shredding overtaking Dem Shame there into the hairpin actually. So Dem Shame, of course, on those older inters, currently on 15 lap older inters, as James is pulling away again. He's 2.5 seconds in front right now. As Jay is coming into the pits, he's gonna try and do the undercut. I think that's the right call for Jay to do, as he will be undercutting by quite a lot. As you could see, the new inters are quite a bit faster than the older inters, as Viprise has just gained around his second last lap, as he goes off track in turn 1. That's not ideal. That will probably lose him quite a bit of time. So Jay here rejoining the pack. Let's see where he comes out. If there's anyone in front of him with that has done any pit stop. As actually Shredding here has done an amazing undercut. Same goes for some guy, Ozen and a Viperizer. They're provisionally in P3, P4. So as there's a yellow flag, I'm not sure what that's about. I think it's Nander. Nander going slow. I'm not sure why he is trying, but he is stuck in second gear for some reason. As I think he might have retired from the race. I'm pretty confused about what's happening here. He just went straight into the gravel and then rejoined, so I'm not sure what that's about, but yeah, it's fine. As Kendrick's losing quite a bit of time there on the exit of the final corner, so that's not ideal. As we're just waiting for everyone to complete their pit stop. Currently we have Robbie in P5 here, Let's see who's going to defend from the undercut. I think he is. They are. John Wick defending from the undercut as well, so it's going to be interesting to see where they come out as Viper's coming to the pit again. What has he done? Is he going to go to full wedge? I'm not sure actually. As let's see where they rejoin, as we have Robbie rejoining behind Jay here actually by 4 seconds. The undercut was powerful enough for 4 seconds a lap. That's absolutely crazy, as James might be looking to do the undercut then as well, as the new Inters would easily lost, but I'm not sure what these guys have gone to. They have gone to Inters. I don't know why Viper just boxed again. That's so weird. I have no clue why he boxed again. He doesn't have wing and play damage, so I'm not sure why he boxed, but anyway. We can see starting there down the inside of Oreo as they make a bit of contact, and Oreo is losing 2 positions, and Jay goes through down the inside there. Jay absolutely nailing his undercut. As you can see, James coming into the box, he's gonna undercut Kendricks here by a huge amount. As you can see, the undercut is about 4 seconds a lap, which is absolutely a shit ton of time. So that's not ideal from for Kendricks. So we're just gonna have to wait and see what these guys are gonna come out, where these guys are gonna come out, I mean, as let's see who's going to make a pit stop. Currently Puma and Kendrick still need to make a pit stop, and they will definitely come out behind James, as I'm not sure how long a pit stop it is, but I think it's around 20 seconds, so we're just gonna have to wait and see how much James manages to close up in these few laps. The gap was 12.5 seconds and 12.0 seconds now. He's already gained 5 tenths in the first sector alone, so that's quite a lot. He has lost 20.6 seconds, so let's say you lose 21 seconds with a pit stop. So currently, Kendrick would come out 5 seconds behind James, and the gap was 3 seconds once James pitted. So that's not ideal, as Nando actually retires in the pits there, so pretty understandable. He looks like he had some issues, as the Chimp is still going strong. Chimpimp, as Sneaker Robbie here looking to make an overtake around the outside, but turns into the inside here. He is gonna make the overtake stick, is he? The side by side through the hairpin, very good racing by these guys indeed. Sneaky Robbie gets the higher line and manages to get a bit better traction, and out tractions some guy here, who I think is on quite a bit all the tires. Yeah, he is. He's on 10 lap all the tires. So no wonder Robbie had so much more grip on the exit there. He has just a lot fresher tires, so let's see where Puma comes out. He makes the pit stop, and he has lost 2 seconds on that lap to James. Kendrick going on for another lap, so there might be Kendrick actually might go to the end there. He might not stop. This is what I was talking about. Kendricks wasn't gonna win the race on pure pace, but James would need to make up 2 seconds a lap in order to win this race. A bit more even. We have 10 laps remaining and 14 seconds. So a bit less than actually. He has to make up around 1.4 seconds a lap in order to overtake Kendricks at the end there. But of course Kendricks' tires are gonna absolutely fail at the end. He might get a puncture at the end, as his tires will be very very old, 27 laps old, which is not ideal of course, as currently we only have Seabird and Damn Shame who have to make a pit stop, but of course they are on AI, they are disconnected. So currently everyone except Kendricks has made a pit stop. I'm not sure if Kendricks is actually gonna make a pit stop, but at this rate James will easily catch him, as he has just gained about 6 seconds in the past 2 laps. So as you can see, those new Inters absolutely flying under the Red Bull. I think Kendricks is gonna have to settle for P2 here, as it's gonna be very very unlikely that he maintains his P1, as he is actually lost. Let's see how much time he has lost to James. He has lost 3.5 seconds in the first and second sector combined towards James, which is a lot, quite a lot. So Kendrick is not going to be able to hold on to this much longer. James will absolutely smash the gap down as quickly as possible. As you can see, Jim pimp into the pits. He's getting lapped now by our virtual leader James. My bet is still on James for winning the race. There's not a lot of battling going on right now. We have John Wick just behind MCOW here. Going through the beautiful corner of 130A, of course. 130R, I mean. As John Wick just settles in behind Kelmac there. So Kelmac just looking to hold on to the P9 as John Wick is using his ERS. Kelmac weaving a bit of the straight. Let's see if he's going to send him down the inside of turn 1. He is going to be able to overtake him quite easily. So that's not ideal for Kelmac. Currently we have Kelmac getting the final point. Viper is having of course 6 seconds of time penalty. It's not looking likely for him to take 1 point into the back and take 1 point home. So currently it would be Kelmac, or aka MCal, to take the final point. As currently we have Puma and P4 who will be looking to pick up the final podium position, as he doesn't have any penalties, and Ozan does have a 5-second time penalty for speeding a pit lane, and there's a bit of contact, and Puma shoves Ozan wide a bit, but he gives the position back, so that's very sportsmanship like from him. And someone has spun actually on the exit of the corner. I think it is John Wick actually who had a bit of a moment, so that's not ideal from John Wick. As Puma overtakes Ozan here down the inside of 130R. Very clean overtake. As you can see, Kendricks is boxing now. He will be ages behind James, so James is easily gonna win this race. But Kendricks is at least gonna keep his P2, as he comes out around 3 seconds in front of Puma, but he will come out 14 seconds behind James. Let's see how much fresher his tires are. His tires are only 4 laps fresher. So that's not even, only 3 laps fresher. So that's not ideal from him. So as there's someone retired in the final sector, is it gonna cause a safety car? It is a full safety car, which absolutely saves Kendricks. He's on fresher tires and he might still actually win this race. What has happened in the final corner? It's Kelmac retiring. It might have a little bit of an incident there with Viperizer. I'm not sure what's happened. But now we're just gonna have to wait for the safety car to come in again. So I'm just gonna take a bit of a sip of water because my voice is absolutely gone right now. As I think James might actually come into the box for a new set of inters, as he has a 17-second gap. So big enough gap for James to come in and make a pit stop. So on the back straight now. I have to do something real quick, so I'll be right back in like 2 minutes. So just enjoy James driving around here, and I'll be right back. As I am back again, sorry for the wait here, as James has actually boxed, but he is behind Kendricks. So James is gonna need to overtake Kendricks to win the race. Of course, we have seen James having a bit of a superior pace towards the rest of the field, but will he be able to overtake Kendricks? As Kendricks has shown amazing pace as well. And Currently, Seabird is AI is actually on 4 points as guys in front of him have penalties. So Seabird AI might grab some points here. As my voice is so dead, I don't know why it's dead, but as Kendrick actually crashes into the safety car. What a moron. Oh, I hope he doesn't have front wing damage. He doesn't. That is so stupid. Please don't do it again. You gave me a fucking heart attack, man. Don't do that again. He almost crashed into the safety car and the DNF'd. As that's not ideal from Kendricks. But James actually dropping back behind Kendricks. I thought he would have stayed ahead with the gap he had and the safety car pace, but apparently he didn't. So we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have a very tasty final few laps. I think it will take quite a while for the safety car to come in. Might take 2 more laps, so I'm just gonna chill a bit and relax, as there's nothing much I can say under a safety car actually. Um, my head is hurting like crazy as well. Tomorrow I actually have to play a game with the under 21s, and for you guys I'm 16, so I'm playing against 20-year-old guys, and I'm 16, so that's not ideal for me. So I'm tired as fuck and actually want to go to sleep, as it's nearly it's 10:30 p.m. for me. So that's not ideal. My parents are asleep, so I have to talk a bit quieter. But just waiting for the safety to come in again. Um, James is gonna extend his championship lead quite a bit. As James is actually gone to the wet, I haven't even noticed it. That's gonna be very interesting indeed. It looks like it's full wet. It's raining a lot, but I'm not sure if it's the right call. As we're gonna have to wait and see. But everyone is on Inters. But if Ozan and James got this call right, it would be an absolute masterclass, as they will get a 1-2 for certain. If the wets are quite a bit quicker, as everyone will have to box and go to the wet compounded tires. So we're gonna have to wait and see. Currently we're still waiting for quite a lot of guys to catch up. I don't think Chim Chim is gonna be able to catch up. Let's see where he is. No, he is going through the final chicane right now. I don't think he will be able to catch up, as the back of the field is going to Dagner too now. So that's not ideal. As I hope the safety car will be in this lap, but I'm afraid it's gonna stay out another lap, and it is indeed staying out another lap. So I'm just gonna have to wait. I don't think Chim Chim is able to catch up in time. So just gonna have to wait for a bit more. Oh my days. I was talking the whole time, but my mic was off. That's not ideal at all. But yeah. Oh my days. I am sorry. I'm so stupid. But anyway, and like I was saying, James doesn't seem to have the pace at all. Um, on those wet compounded tires, as Kendricks has just made the right call, pitting in just before the safety car. Of course, having a bit of luck with the safety car then, and absolutely stealing away the victory, which looked to be all James's, as James doesn't seem to be able to catch up in time. Only 2 laps remaining now, as you can see, Ozan losing a lot of time as well, and Robbie actually looking to overtake Strading here. And if he manages to overtake Strading and gets inside the 3 seconds of Jay as well, then Robbie might actually finish in P4 instead of P6, as he's looking to overtake. Does a bit of a dummy, but it doesn't work on Strading. They almost make contact, but Robbie just breaks in time, as we can see James losing quite a lot of time in the first sector, which is not ideal at all. He just doesn't have the pace to keep up with Kendricks currently. I'm not sure that's due to the car getting lighter and the bellet shifting a bit, but or if it's the case that the wets are just quite a bit slower, as I think it might be the wets, as Ozan is losing quite a lot of time as well. So that's not ideal at all, as we can see Seabird's AI making a spectacular move past Seamus AI, as Viperizer gets overtaken by John Wick there. As Strading and Robbie actually side by side here, coming through the double left-hander there, through the hairpin I mean, and now down into the double left-hander, as Robbie gets to move on, so that's very important for him. He will look to get inside the 3 seconds of Jay, as actually John Wick is retired. I'm not sure what's happened there. John Wick is out of the session. It just seems like he retired on track as his car is driving. So I'm not sure what's happened there, but that's pretty strange. And James is just losing a lot of time now. It looks like his tires are starting to overheat. We're entering the final lap now. So let's see if James can manage to keep his car on track and then not lose too much time towards Puma. As let's see if Robbie is able to gain 1.7 seconds in one lap compared to Jay. To make up for that 3 second time penalty. I think it's a 3 second time penalty. Let me actually check quickly. It is a 3 second time penalty indeed. As you can see, Viperize on 6 and Crimpimp on 8 seconds. 5 seconds of speeding in the pit lane and 3 seconds of cutting the corner. So that's not ideal at all for them. But just looking here, we're on the final lap, as it's quite boring so far, the gaps between the front guys. I thought we were going to have a pretty spectacular end phaser, but Kendrick's making the right call, or either rather James making the wrong call. Going on to the wets definitely wasn't the right choice. The wets are overheating quite a lot now. Someone has crashed again. I'm not sure. That's Robbie, and there's this Puma round. Puma has binned it. Puma has beat his car. Puma has beat his car on the third penultimate corner on the track, third last corner on the track, and he is beached and he can't reset the track. This is absolute disaster for Puma, as he gets disqualified for parking in the dangerous position, as Kendricks wins the Suzuka Grand Prix, the Japan Grand Prix, around Suzuka, as James gets up into P2, making the wrong call there at the end, as Robbie and Jay pick up P3 and P4 after colliding on lap 1. Strading P5, very solid result by him. Same goes for some guy. Ozan, Dame Shane. Seabird picking up P9, his AI, and Dame Shane's AI picking up P8. So Seabird, P9 here for you. 2 points in the deck. Absolutely amazing weekend by you. As Oreo picks up the final point there. Vipers at P11 and Pimchimp in P12. As that is the final result for you guys. Quite a lot of retirements. I think we had 5 retirements and 2 disconnects. So that's not ideal at all. In the final lap, we had 2 retirements. That is not ideal at all. Of course, with Puma I'm not sure what happened there, but I feel absolutely gutted for him. He would have needed to complete 3 more corners in order to get this podium position, but he binned it on the final lap. 27 laps sweating into the bin. So that's not ideal for Puma at all. He will be absolutely gutted there. So that's not ideal from him at all. As we can see the Ferrari, Alpine, and the Red Bull driver on the podium here. So we'll have a look at the final result. We have Kendricks in P1 getting the 25 points, James getting 19 points, extending his lead to 22 points as Doro wasn't here today. Jay in P3, Robbie in P4, starting P5, some guy P6, O's in P7, Shane P8, 9th is Siebert, his AI, amazing job from his AI, Oreo in P10, Vipers P11, and Chimpimp finishing last here at Suzuka. So that is your result for Group C for this weekend. I think next race is gonna be around, let me actually check quickly, I'm not sure. Next race is going to be around, let me actually check quickly. Where is the calendar? I think it is here, it is. So currently the calendar, next race will be around Imola, an amazing track, of course, very iconic as well. Of course, we had one deadly crash here with Bianchi, but we had a deadly crash at Imola as well with Senna, of course, an even bigger legend. So that's not ideal, but it's a very, very enjoyable track. Very, very good for battling as well, as you have a lot of corners you can go side by side through. As this is going to be the end for the stream today. Thank you all for joining in. I hope you will join in next week again as well. This was the first round from this weekend, or at least the first group from the weekend. We will have group 3, 2, 1 after this as well. I think first group 1 tomorrow, first group 2 tomorrow, and then group 1 and 3 on Sunday and Monday. I will hope to see you guys at those races. Well, I will be racing group 1 myself, so you might see me drive there, but thank you for joining in again, and I hope to see you again next week.